Want a break from all this talking that I'm doing at the beginning? Skip to this part in the video in order to get to the good stuff, which is just me talking even more, surprisingly. Welcome back. We are going over Nepeta's route this time, the cat. So, there's going to be a little bit of a censor here and there because I'm trying something new. It won't be too rambunctious, too obnoxious. I've tried my best to lower the sound and everything so that it's as minimally annoying as possible. I'm trying something new just so I can just seeing how this jives with. If this doesn't work or it's unpopular, I'll not do it for Solix's route, which I have upcoming next. So it's going to sound like this at this exact pitch. And that's what it's going to sound like. It's not even for that long. It's not even a second, which is ironically about as long as I need it to be. So, I hope you all enjoy. I hope the censor won't be too annoying, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, watch all the way through just to, see how this gauges. Anyways, let's head on into the video. Hello. Welcome back. So my throat currently does not feel the greatest right now, so lucky you will not hear me yell in rage. Unfortunately, I still gotta do this. Screw it, it's content, right? And God knows I need content on this channel. So let's continue on with Pesterquest. Next up is the ever so lovely Nepeta. Volume 9, Route 1, The Lioness Girl in Alternia. Time to face facts. Something is going on here. Not that you didn't already know that, you've had the blurry outlines of all the strangeness for a long time. It's only after your stint with Aradia that you've managed to fill in all the shapes and colors. Your friends, the companions you've been to hell and back with, you forgot about them. That feels like... you can't even come up with a sufficiently dramatic mixed metaphor. It feels bad. Your desperate friendship thirst was compelled. You get that, and it's mostly worn off by now. But what the f else are you supposed to do? It's basically just your job now, so you just keep doing that job. Whatever. Let's just do the damn route. Who did Equius tell you about? His Moira, right? You'll go to try and find her in the middle of the woods, which is a very normal thing to do. You'll be normal. It's a normal kind of day. You zap to the mouth of a cave and are immediately set upon by a wild beast. Yellow eyes flash and sharp teeth glitter. You brace yourself to be made into dinner. The wild lioness sits back on her haunches and contemplates the stranger. There she is, the Nepeta. The wild lioness sits back on her haunches and contemplates the stranger. That's how you know she does. That's how you know she does that. She tells you. She tells you. Not that just whatever. But taking a closer look, you realize that she's in fact not a wild lioness, just a very unkempt troll in a green coat and grubby t-shirt. She smells like a fire pit. AC licks her snout and tries to figure out who has happened upon her den. A friend? A foe? Dinner, perhaps? The troll girl licks her lips, and you realize that even though she is not some bloodthirsty predator, she does have very sharp canines and clawed gauntlets on her little hands. She's small, but with trolls you've discovered the hard way that size does not translate to a 1-to-1 strength ratio. You tell her that you are a friend, definitely a friend, and not at all the sort of friend you playfully fight with and then accidentally eviscerate because you never know with trolls. The girl, whose name you have a sneaking suspicion might be Nepeta, scratches at her chin, her fingers curled up like a paw. You're worried she's going to put her eye out with those claws. AC wrinkles her nose and wonders what anyone could be doing all the way out here in the waste. It's not very plausible. That one's a bit of a stretch. How'd you come up upon my cave? AC says it with a growly glower. Already on our first choice, eh? No problem. Alright. This feels weird, like, we're already halfway through already. This is odd. Maybe I'll get my first L right now. Let's play along. It might not be a good idea to go against her for the moment. It just so happens you are an expert RPer, and by expert you mean you've once played Soldier Purpies with a stressed out J-Blood kid, which you've forgotten about until literally yesterday. Anyway, what you mean is, you got some moves. You go limp and show Nepeta your throat, yielding to who is clearly the alpha female here. You've barely even role-playing. You're barely even role-playing here. Every olive blood you've met could rip out your intestines and wear them as a shawl, and I would say thank you for it. I'm sorry. It's too early in the video to start acting like a dumbass. Nepeta beams down at you before remembering that she is a regal lioness. AC nuzzles the strange little cub and welcomes them to her cave. Appearing to realize that she doesn't need to describe her actions out loud because you are right in front of her, Nepeta nuzzles you gently with the top of her head. You get the feeling she doesn't get out much. You and me both, sister. You tell her that you didn't mean to startle her or anything. You just think you have a mutual friend, a big indigo blood named Equius. Nepeta digs her nails into your arms. Her eyes go wide. You know Equius? How? Where did you meet him? Tell me everything! Oh, this is kind of a funny story, actually. Before you can get okay, be over there then, I guess. Before you can get into it, Nepeta launches herself off of you and scampers into the cave. When she runs, her knuckles occasionally touch the ground. You aren't sure if she moves like that naturally or she is just very, very in character. Both. She pauses at the mouth of the cave and gestures you inside, the sleeves of her coat flopping down past her wrists. If you had parents, they probably would have taught you not to follow cat girls into caves, but you didn't, so you're totally down. Hey man, I have parents, and I can tell you for sure, cat girl tells me to fall down a cave, I do it. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe not. That blood? The cave is small and chilly. Several animal pelts cover the cavern floor, from creatures too large to be wolves, but too shaggy to be bears. And maybe some sort of wolf bear? All of the furniture is hewn from stone. What? Is hewn from stone? The recupercoon formed from a natural hollow in the rock. Of all the hives you spent time in, this one is the most rustic. You wonder why. Nepeta isn't a high blood, but she certainly is not a low blood either. She could have made a hive at least as nice as Tavros'. AC welcomes the strange cub to her den and invites them to sit down wherever they please. She realizes that her visitor is probably sleepy and hungry. Luckily, AC has a fresh kill. Oh great, that is really lucky. Nepeta skips back outside, leaving you alone and feeling, well, like you followed a feral child into a cave. Torchlight burnishes shapes. I'm having a stroke. Shapes strange and forbidding, the irregular flicker disorienting. People used to do everything by firelight. No wonder medieval art is so preposterous. Dogs with the faces of old men, and old men with the faces of babies. And speaking of art, drawings pepper the cave walls, shaky and crude, although you doubt even Michelangelo could do much with a canvas like this. The picture seems to depict Nepeta and various other trolls, some of whom you think you recognize. You see Carcat's nubby little horns and Equius' broken one. A few pictures have been viciously scratched out. A couple of the self-portraits of Nepeta also feature a large, sleek white cat. You wonder if that's her hunter Sona. Lion Sona? Whatever. Then you hear a growl behind your eyes. Oh right, Nepeta has a Lucius. Hot, damp breath touches the back of your neck, and you turn and slowly as carefully as you can. Oh. Hello, kitty. Two hissing mouths open in two snarls as a big cat backs you up into the cavern wall. Oh, Pound, stop that silly kitty. This is a friend. Nepeta hurries back inside, throwing herself onto her Lucius and petting rambunctiously. Pounces, hisses, immediately turns to purrs. She rolls onto her back and bats big, terrifying paws into the air. Aw, who's a good kitty? Who's the very best kitty? Pounce, we have a guest for dinner. They know Equius. You do, right? Nepeta looks at you with sharp little eyes. You do know my Meowrill? You weren't lioning? Oh, definitely not. You were never lying. Although, forget Equius, you would never forget Equius no matter how hard you try. Although you did recently forget every single person you ever knew. That will absolutely never happen again, though. You won't allow it. AC leaves her weird friend, in a very capable pause of her Lucius while she goes to prepare a delicious meal. Oh damn, Nepeta, please don't go away and leave your guests alone with the ferocious beast. But Pound seems pretty well placated by Nepeta's insistence. You are a friend and not food. Just like the fish that are friends and not food. She curls up on one of the animal pelts, sucking her head. Her tail twitches and her ears flick. You're pretty sure she's only pretending to sleep, like she's giving you a shot, and if you up, it's lunchtime. You sit very still and try your best to look unthreatening. Just a little while ago, this would have been easy. You've been totally defenseless and thinking the most unthreatening things, but now Now you remember at least a little of who you were, and you know what you've done, even if some of it was done in dead-end timelines that never actually came to pass. Yeah, all of the ones that were considered failures. Don't worry about that, reader. Don't worry about it. Just, focus on the ones that aren't dead timelines. You're not sure you can still call yourself an innocent bystander. Nepeta derails this dangerous train of thought by dragging in a huge haunch. That is just really the only word for it. A haunch. Something's leg. Wow. She said she had a fresh kill. You figured it was part of the RP. Like she was just gonna pull out a DiGiorno or something like that. But no, she really did just tear apart some animal and bring you its leg. She has blood smeared over one cheek, her hair in pieces across her sweaty forehead, and you get why she and Equius get along. They have equivalent ferocity. Good thing you aren't a vegetarian. You are gratified to discover Nepeta appears to draw her roleplay line at devouring raw meat. You wonder if trolls could eat meat raw, or if it would make them sick. They definitely seem to be more natural predators than humans are, but then again, most of them live in houses and eat cup noodles and play video games. They never really met anybody like Nepeta. You watch her build a fire, and take yourself on a little trip to the mouth of a cave while she cuts up the meat and spears it on sticks to cook. You come back over the fire when the meat looks a little bit less like flesh and more like food. Honestly, it shouldn't bother you. You've seen and been through so much worse. Guess the mind is a strange and many-layered beast. There you are. I thought you'd run out into the waste like a big, powerful idiot. It's dangerous out there. Well, she went out there, although it's possible she's dangerous too. That makes Nepeta smile. She's so cute. She still can't quite meet your eyes. But she's fidgeting with her gauntlets less than she was before. So, you really met Equius? Really? Oh, okay. Okay, personal space though. You are very adorable, but please, personal space. She slides up close to you, almost too close to talk comfortably. You wonder if this is the first conversation she's ever had that wasn't through a computer screen. You tell her that yes, really, you met him. You spent a good amount of time with him too. That's incredible. I never seen that silly guy hang out with anybody before. Except for maybe Whiskers. Whiskers? Oh, does she mean Vriska? You know her too. Really? Yep, you would probably be hanging out with her right now if she hadn't gone off to do some Antifa shit with Terezi. You know Terezi too? GC? Oh yeah, for sure. Does Nepeta? You're expecting her to exclaim and wag her imaginary tail. Instead, she goes quiet. Fat pops and sizzles in the fire. Across the cave, Pounce lets out a lazy squeak that sounds like it came from a much smaller cat. You ask Nepeta if everything's okay. So, what you're saying is, you know all my friends. Well, that's not exactly what you said. It's kind of creepy if you dwell on it, but you keep meeting people through other people. That's normal, right? Well, you did just happen upon Vriska on a beach, and Aradia found you asleep in the field. You haven't asked Nepeta if she knows Aradia, but you're sure that she does somehow. Slowly, Nepeta lifts her gaze from the flames and meets your eyes for the very first time. Maybe it's the firelight or the shadows gamboling on the walls, but she looks haunted, hollowed out and filled with something you can't name. What are you? Nepeta may be goofy and playful and awkward, but that doesn't make her an idiot. And you get the idea that treating her like one is a very good way to have a really bad time. Alright. She got really deep all of a sudden. All of a sudden she just she laid alright, no bullshit. Who are you? I think it's because she's heartbound. She's just like the reader and also Boldir. Ironically, Boldir also being an olive blood. That they get weirdly serious. They kind of know your game. They know your bullshit from the get-go. It's kind of weird, but kind of cool. Where heartbounds are kind of all-knowing. It's interesting. Alright, if there was ever a time to stop a episode, it'd be now. Alright?